I'm up a little early because I agreed to do overtime. Why I agreed to do overtime, I'm not really sure. Good, good bean juice. It's good bean juice when you don't section out the grinds. You just dump the container. Good bean juice. Anyway, I've been feeling a bit like a puzzle piece. Or a puzzle, I guess. You know how if you complete a puzzle, no matter what size, and you just take it and you throw it up against a wall, it doesn't actually hold together all that well. The toilet's running, hold on. I caught it. Terrible joke, but it is what it is. Oh man, I'm sorry. I gotta have more bean juice. Okay. So, feeling like a puzzle, a completed puzzle, or non-complete puzzle gets thrown up against the wall. Everything's loose. You got big chunks that fall off. And I also kind of use the imagery of when you try to force puzzle pieces into spots, they don't go. But you think it should go there. Yeah, that's how I've been feeling here recently. And I thought it makes sense that only God is the one who knows where the puzzle pieces go. Only God is the one who knows how to put together a puzzle that has been thrown against a wall. Hey, everybody, thanks for being here. Wasn't sure if anybody would actually be up this early, but it is what it is. It's the internet. Whoa, that's a lot of people, my word. But anyway, we're going to be talking about silversmiths and how they process silver. For anybody who doesn't know, a silversmith uses a smelting furnace to burn the impurities away from silver. Now, the important bit about silversmithing is if you leave it in too long, you actually damage the silver. It loses its shine, its integrity, and it usually doesn't come out very smooth. Hey, everybody. So, knowing this, I want to read from Malachi chapter 3, verses 2 through 3. But who can endure. Wow, I'm going to try that again. That was terrible. But who can endure the day of his coming? Who can stand when he appears? For he will be like a refiner's fire or a launderer's soap. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. He will purify the Levites and refine them like gold and silver. Then the Lord will have men who will bring offerings in righteousness, and the offerings of Judah and Jerusalem will be acceptable to the Lord, as in days gone by, as in former years. Yes, this is live, Mr. Samuel. So Malachi chapter 3 here, it's talking about the day of judgment. No, wrong. Malachi chapter 3 is talking about when Jesus is coming for his ministry. So Malachi is actually the last book in the Old Testament, and then we have approximately 400 years of silence. The Romans take over during that time. Um, the Jews are now under Roman law when Jesus comes, and then we get the New Testament. So, verses 2 and 3 here are talking about that time where Jesus is going to he's going to be putting that work in. He's going to burn off the impurities of people, right? Yes, thank you, sir. So yeah, he's going to hold us in the fire. And I thought about my own personal struggles in that, where I just kind of feel like I'm missing pieces. Well, those are the impurities. The impurities the world throws at us, distractions like TV or video games. They're not bad things. They just can become distractions, and then they are definitely bad for us. And I just realized I need to pray more, need to read my Bible more, live less in the world, less for myself, and just do better at not allowing my pride to pull me down. Well, the other part of that is the launderer's soap. Soap back in the day was made from ashes, hyssop, cedar wood, or scarlet wool. Ashes were usually animal fat, and that's important, or plant ashes, and they provided alkaline properties. The hyssop was an herb used in ceremonial cleansing. The cedar wood used in purification ceremonies, as well as the scarlet wool. So this resulted in a much harsher, rough version of soap than what we're used to today. And the whole laundry process itself was extremely strenuous endeavor. And it's supposed to be a hyperbole? He's using hyperbole to represent how God will purify us to make us clean and pure. Removal of the sin and all that stuff. I'm sorry, it's early. My word. But anyway, the animal fat that is part of the soap, like they would burn the fat and use it in their soap. And this is a product of the time. If we go all the way back to Leviticus chapter 4, it outlines how to present a burnt offering for a sin offering by the priest. So the first thing it mentions is a bowl, and it talks about removing all the fat from that bowl, all the inner parts, and burning it. And then it talks about see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different ways to burn fat. And it's all ceremonial for the removal of sins. And there you have it. It really is that simple. What can I help you with? I'm only just seeing this. If you're still there and you're not a bot. Anyway, so yeah, for those of you who don't know, the burning of animal fat was supposed to be a pleasant aroma as a burnt offering, and it was an atonement for sins. What is the blood of, did you mean ram? If you meant ram, that's usually mentioned in the Old Testament as part of the Old Covenant with Abram, because he didn't become Abraham till after, where him and God made a covenant, and they would chop animals in half and separate them. So now there's a bridge of blood, and a ram was included in that. I don't know if that's what you're referencing there. But yeah, the burning of fat for the atonement of sins. And the Israelites, knowing that, used animal fat in their soap so that when they washed, it was like they were washing their sins away. And I know there's other reasons for it too, from an actual science standpoint, where it produced alkaline properties, like I mentioned before. But seeing as how all the stuff in their soap was also used for ceremonial cleansing and purification ceremonies, it kind of makes sense that it's also in their soap. But that's all I have for you guys this morning. Oh, animal meaning in a sacrifice. Okay, so I'm actually going to skip back to Leviticus 4 again to answer that question. If my Bible will cooperate, my word. Okay. So the bull if the Israelite community sins unintentionally, they use a bull. When a leader sins unintentionally, they use male goat, so a ram. So that would be for a leader in the community unintentionally sinning to atone for that sin. Because remember, in the Old Testament, we couldn't just repent ourselves. A priest had to intercede for us. So a leader unintentionally sinning, they use a male goat. But anyway, I'm going to call that because I got to get ready for work. I'm doing overtime. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for everybody who was interacting. Appreciate you guys. Just remember, we're held in the fire. Keep reading. I can keep reading from Leviticus 4. When he's made aware of the sin he committed, he must bring his offering, a male goat without defect. He used to lay his hand on the goat's head, slaughter it at the place where the burnt offering is slaughtered before the Lord. It is a sin offering. Then the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger and put it on the horns of the altar of the burnt offering, pour out the rest at the base, and he shall burn the fat on the altar as he burned the fat of the fellowship offering. In this way the priest will make atonement for the man's sins, and he will be forgiven. Oh, just keep. Hey man, I'm sorry. It's early. Whew. I'm definitely on the struggle bus already today. But that's why they make coffee, right? Hey guys, I am gonna bounce out though. Get the rest of my morning routine done before I have to head out. Just remember, man, I'm struggling today. Just remember two things. We are called to fellowship. There's a lot of flies in here. We're called to fellowship, but we're also called to have a personal relationship with God. Y'all have a wonderful day.